Hey guys, I'm Tom.
And I'm Jim.
And this is The Crystal Men, the podcast where you decide what we watch, as long as it's the next episode of Steven Universe.
Yeah, I'm really waiting for the poll. I'm going to put a poll at the end of this episode. They can vote.
I think you said poll, not poll.
Poll?
What? Poll,
like P-O-L-L, yes.
I thought you said pull, like the door, like pull the door. Pull.
All right, today
Today
we are a Steven Universe Rewatch podcast.
We watch every episode.
So you don't have to.
Haha. Well, you actually should, because there are spoilers. So yeah, we just watched Rose's Room.
Do you know what episode that is?
No, but if you give me exactly 1 second, it is... I'm pulling this information from my brain. Hold on. The route.
He's really doing a lot to pull. It's got to be like episode 17.
I don't know, man.
Hold on.
Oh my god, it literally doesn't say. Hold on.
So we watched Rose's Room.
Episode 19. 19. It's 19. I knew that from my brain. I knew that from my big old brain.
We watched Rose's Room. More like Rose's Coom. Am I right?
Oh my god. We have tons more jokes like that. Like, comment, and subscribe. Smash that bell.
All right, you're laying on a little thick, Tom.
Sorry.
No, I'm kidding. So this was a very good episode of Steven's Universe.
Yes, it was. So, especially because the last episode we watched was the beach party episode, which I did not personally like very much. Not that I hate any episode, but...
You were screaming a lot of, like, really weird profanity that I hadn't heard of.
God, yeah.
But during the whole episode, it was like I couldn't even hear Steven.
No, I was speaking in tongues, for sure.
Your eyes rolled back your head.
Yeah.
I think you started carving Die, Steven, Die on your arm.
Yeah, now it's just like a bloody mess, but back then.
Just like my love life.
Oh.
Tom just pointed at the mic. I just want to let everyone know. He just pointed right at the mic.
You guys know.
It's funny how much you're so used to like actual energy and like
and
performing.
People being
yeah, and actually performing.
Oh no, but no, this was a good episode. Should we start with the synopsis, I guess? And
sure. I just want to say, because I have a lot of like really freeform kind of thoughts.
Same.
I thought this was a very cool video game episode. That obviously is a part of it. There's a part where Steven plays a video game, but so much of it, like especially the world that gets created in the room, it really felt like this episode felt like a couple years before its time, honestly, because there's so many like indie games that started to do this like corrupted video game world thing. Like,
yes, absolutely.
That have just come out in like the past couple of years. So I don't know. I thought that was pretty cool.
No, it is an interesting, and I mean, I just like the whole idea of Rose's Room too, like as a room of requirement kind of, Harry Potter vibe. But like,
what's the room of requirement?
Oh my god,
is it a Harry Potter thing?
You idiot! No, yeah. So the room of requirement, for those who have not read Harry Potter or watched the movies but read the books,
it's one where Snape's naked, right?
Yeah, God, and like Dumbledore goes down on him, and it's sorry, inappropriate.
Sorry, guys, that one was inappropriate.
Oh God, that's the line.
Oh yeah, we're striking it from the record.
No, it's a room in Hogwarts that, like, I forget exactly. I think it can only be accessed when you have an actual need for it, but it's whatever you need. That room kind of becomes like if you need a training room. That room becomes a training room.
That's really cool.
Yeah, like, and they needed to stash, like, some contraband.
Some drugs.
I'm sure there were some drugs in there. Wow, oh, God.
I can't think of a funny Harry Potter drug name, I'm sorry.
The Doomble blurb. You don't do the Doomble? No,
It's a suppository. You shove it up your ass.
Magical spot.
And then it puffs up.
Harry Potter drugs would be insane.
I mean, that's pretty much what the candy is, right? Like, the candy, like, turns kids into, like, freaks and...
Hold on. I know we're a Steven Universe podcast. Okay, so, what is it? Not Order of the Phoenix. I think it's Half-Blood Prince. In Half-Blood Prince, yes, it is Half-Blood Prince, somebody gives Harry candy, chocolate.
Okay.
And the chocolate is actually, like, a love serum. So,
oh, shit.
But Ron eats it instead and falls in love with this girl and like wants to go marry her and like just do her, like just be her, whatever. And like that's just a thing that's okay. Like, there was no consequences
so
for that
it wasn't
girl.
like...
It's a date rape chocolate. Like,
it wasn't
literally.
like someone made the chocolate. Like, it wasn't like somebody made it in their own kitchen. That was
no,
like
this is something
chocolate.
they can buy at the store.
What the fuck? J.K.
Like,
Rowling, what the fuck?
They literally have love potions for sale in the store, and it's like...
It seems like a little problem. Like, I think that would cause a bit of an issue.
You think?
And, like, I mean, muggles don't even know. Like, any wizard could just, like, do this to muggles.
Oh, well, actually, Voldemort's mama did that to a muggle man, and that's how Voldemort was born. She did that for years for this guy, and, like, had a kid with him.
Holy shit.
Yeah, and then she stopped being like, oh, he probably loves me now, and he just was like, what the fuck, and just bolted. And that's how that's how little baby Voldemort was born.
And that man was Usain Bolt.
That man, Albert Einstein.
All right, so back to Rose's room.
Yes.
So Rose is the queen of the Crystal Men.
Mm-hmm. She could be my queen any day. Just kidding. I actually have very mixed feelings.
Yeah, I don't like Rose so much.
I don't like her much at all.
So, Stephen.
Yes.
Is all upset because he wants to... Well, he's not upset at first.
No,
he's eating corn.
It
is really great. Like,
foul.
It's funny because at first you're like, oh, well, Stephen, I can understand Stephen eating a lot of food.
Yeah, just eating like a can of
pudding or something.
Not creamed corn.
Yeah, but I know like when I saw him eating out of a can, I was like, okay, he's like pudding. It's like, no, it's cream corn. Yeah, which I already don't like.
Well, I never eat anything like out of the can like that
like,
either.
Just, do you mean like out of cans at all, or just out of like straight from the can?
Like just straight from the can like that.
Yeah.
Like I don't know if he heated it up or what, but
he definitely did not.
He definitely did not. Who are we kidding?
I once ate a can of black beans, or no, kidney beans from a can once.
Was it good?
No, it was a struggle. I hated it. I was trying a diet out, and that was the one meal of the diet that I tried out.
Why wouldn't you just like?
It was more of a meme, honestly. It was more of a meme.
Oh,
if you know, you know.
Talking about like the chicken from the can meme? No. Oh,
what?
I'll never tell.
All right, I'm confused.
Yeah.
So Steven's shoveling cream corn down his mouth. We don't learn until later that he's doing it because they have like it's kind of like it's about to like blow up our spot, but actually it's not really blowing up our spot in New Jersey.
We have said we live in New Jersey. It's fine.
Yeah, that's right. Six Flags is like a big thing here, and they always have a thing where on Coke cans there's like get half off your visit when you take an empty Coke can. So that was, I guess, kind of similar. Steven's doing it to play golf, mini golf.
Yeah, I mean, I have often just downed a Coke can in line at Six Flags and just been like, I'm with that person in front of me.
I've actually never been to Six Flags.
What?
I know.
It's all right. I know we're a Steven Universe podcast. One quick story. My favorite picture I've ever taken of my girlfriend. We were...
You have a girlfriend?
I do. Oh. We were at Six Flags, and I have never ridden... I think it's King Ka.
King Ka, yeah.
I've always wanted to go on, because every time I go, for one reason or another, I've not been able to go on there. So, me, my girlfriend, and my friends are in line for King Ka. It's a hot-ass day. We're sweating, but like we are like so close to the front. And she passes out.
Oh my god, did she actually?
Yeah, she passed out from the heat and like blacked out a little bit. And
shit.
We had to carry her out of the line.
Oh
no. and we get on like they have like a little cart thing to send to the like the medical room where they give her water and like she's chilling in the bed. But I, of course, take a snapshot of the two of us, like, and it auto-picked my location, so she's in the bed lying like, and it's me smiling, and it's Six Flags, more fun! And
my god,
treasure that picture.
I need to see. I haven't seen that.
Oh,
like,
I'll
show me later.
I'll show it to you later. Yeah,
the viewers don't get to see.
So freaking funny.
That is absolutely hilarious.
I mean, she was fine. Just so you know, everything was fine. It was just a little heat.
I guess it was better that she passed out then and not like on the ride.
Yeah, that would have been way worse.
She's like, what is it? Like 2,000 feet in the air, like 4,000 feet in the air.
Yeah, some absurd amount.
That would be like over a mile, I think. Actually,
it's to the moon. Okay. Yeah, so
we are literally 9 seconds into this episode.
Creamed corn.
Steven, okay, so the conflict is Steven wants to hang out with his friends who are gems. They're like, no, we got a mission. So it's funny, like I forgot about the whole video game segment where
he goes and So that brings an interesting point from my perspective. Steven has jack shit to do. Like,
yeah, he doesn't go to school.
Like,
we know this.
I almost feel bad because that seemed like miserable. Oh, the gems are gone. Let me spend an entire day by myself. Like, I know, it's fun. He's playing video games. But the reality of that is like...
Yeah, it's funny because like the scene when it starts, it's like him sitting in front of the TV and then like you see the day progress behind him, like the sun sets.
Yeah.
And at first it's like, oh no, like it does feel bad. But then he gets to the end of the game and he's all happy. And then I'm happy because, I mean, personally, I can relate to times when as a child, played Kingdom Hearts 4.
more like 3 days ago I've done that.
I can't do it anymore. It's really weird. I can't it's very hard for me to like have a binge game session.
I would normally do it, but then it's like it's 10 p.m. and my body just shuts off. So
you are an old man, I forgot.
I'm an old freaking man. No, but I can totally relate to that. But just the idea of like he doesn't have school, like he's not growing there. He's just, I don't know. It just feels sad and lonely almost.
Yeah.
But obviously the gems come back the next day, and he's.
Yeah, they were going for a whole fucking day. I kind of didn't realize that.
To find the sounding stone.
Is that what they call it?
I don't know.
It is called something funny. Yeah, we don't see anyone sound with it, but...
Hold on.
But so, okay, I do want to talk about this game that Steven plays. So, clearly it is like there's a lot of game parodies in this little bit. There's like a little bit of Pokemon, there's a little bit of Sonic.
Wailing Stone, okay, that's...
The Wailing Stone sounds better. Wailing Stone actually sounds cool and real, like a real thing. But so he plays this golfing, like, it's like very much supposed to be a JRPG.
Yeah.
The one guy looks like Dr. Robotnik. He's like the main villain, who's also the professor, which I love, like all the little details we get of this game.
Yeah, like you get a full storyline almost.
And it just feels like, it's not like so many cartoons when I was growing up, they put like video games in it and it wouldn't feel...
Yeah, it's just some generic, like, here's a spaceship that's shooting forward.
Or you see the character has the controller in their hand and they're just like smacking the buttons. It's like, no.
Yeah, like they made it clearly it's a Nintendo 64. Which is nice too, because also...
It is literally just a Nintendo 64.
It's just a Nintendo 64. And it's like, it looks like a game that I would have played,
Yeah, like, especially... Yeah, like, it looked just like Pokemon at first. And then they do... I really just love the little details in this game.
You could tell that Steven Universe is definitely made by people who have played a shit ton of...
They grew up with Pokemon, they grew up with Final Fantasy VII. They literally just use the Final Fantasy VII, like, menu sound.
Oh, yeah.
It's really... It's one of those, like, things that, like, hits that, like, little nostalgia thing.
It's just implanted into your brain. No, and, like... There's so many references in every episode of video games and anime. Like,
yeah, it's true.
It almost becomes hard to miss. Like,
actually, now to bring that up, because I'm always the guy that brings the anime reference up. Yeah. There isn't any like objective. Well, obviously the video game stuff, but it's very video game focused. This one, but so the thing I love at the end is like we see this game that he's playing is like this silly like little golf themed JRPG, but then he gets the secret ending, and it is like a Final Fantasy VII. Like it is, the tone is, it's like, it reminded me of the Genova.
Yep.
Or what is her name? Genova, I think, in Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah, Genova.
It reminds me of like that cutscene when you first see, like when you go there and you meet Sephiroth or whatever, and
friggin' love it.
Also, another detail. Another detail is they say, he mentioned, the game character says, oh, it was like June 4th, 2014. So I know this is like a literal non-detail that I shouldn't focus on, but the Steven universe seems to have, like, Steven's console seems to be brand new, because this would have come out in 2014.
Yeah, that's what I don't understand. Like,
so it's not supposed to be like a retro thing, like he's just had around. Like, this is supposed to be like...
The technology in Steven Universe, that's a really good point to discuss, too. The technology is very weird and, like, schizoid. Like
phones? I don't know if you really see phones.
No, I mean, you do. Like, you see Steven, texting Connie, and his phone is just, like, a regular screen phone.
Yeah.
Like, it looks like an iPhone or an Android, but... Like, the video games, yeah. I mean, you do get the GameCube, though, too, later, I think.
Does he have...
I think he does get a GameCube-esque gaming console later. But, like, yeah, it just seems like some technology is more stagnant and some is more modern. I mean, they're obviously... I don't think they put too much thought into that. It was just for, fun. But, like, like the video games he plays too are all very retro games.
You can tell it's probably the shows or the games that like Rebecca and the Cruniverse played when they were kids.
Yeah.
Because that's kind of like Steven really feels like it is appealing more to people from our generation in that, at least in that regard.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But still the references are like, I feel like so much of what our childhood is just keeps being perpetuated by culture. So I feel like kids growing up now, and by kids I mean like the target demo of the show, would be familiar with something like Final Fantasy just through like fucking YouTube and watching.
Literally. I mean, just because it's so... Our generation is a generation that's kind of been in
vogue almost.
Yeah. So kids growing up now would get that, just like we would get like typical 80s stuff because it was, popular when we were kids still. Like
it's like it might be, this is like such a weird analysis to go into, but it's like the people with like the most disposable income at the time would be like when we were children, it would have been people who grew up in the 80s, because they would be like college, like graduating college, they've got like a windfall of money.
Family,
but okay, whatever. But so now it's like us, like our generation.
Yeah. So it's interesting to see that play out though. Like, references have become catered to us now. Just because we're the generation that is taking it in. So a very interesting point for sure.
Yeah, totally not really relevant to the episode at hand, but...
We're getting there, though. We're making progress.
We are. So then, this is just another super relatable thing.
Oh my god, when they come in.
Yeah, and Steven is like in the middle, like he stayed up all night watching, he's like in the middle of the final cutscene, and like, especially, this is more so a thing back in the day, because now you can pause anything.
Yeah.
You could not pause certain cutscenes and games.
It just happened, and if somebody came in like... Your mom comes in and like, you need to clean your room. Why is it so messy? Like, here's that. Like, Mom.
Mom, I'm seeing Steven Universe. No, that's not.
I'm
seeing Cloud kiss Sephiroth for the first time. I didn't even play Final Fantasy VII until like last year, so I don't know why I'm pretending like I have like a connection to it. I mean, I like it, but
it was like a big cutscene in Ocarina of Time or something. Mom, stop.
And it's the other double thing too is like YouTube didn't exist, so you couldn't just be like like hour 5 or type in like let's play Ocarina of Time like part 4 and then go watch the cutscene you missed.
Yeah, that's the thing. Now it's so much easier. I mean, aside from just the pausing, you could just literally be like, yeah, exactly. Whereas back then it was, I mean, Steven was right. Like I would literally have to repeat the entire 3-hour dungeon crawl just to get this scene.
That's another really good like accurate detail, like because another like thing that was made by people that aren't video game savvy would have said like, no, I gotta play the whole game over again. Yeah. But like if you've played a long game like that, you know that your final save still stays. Like when you beat the game, the only way to go back, and this is something I would do as a kid too, I would go back and play that final save over and over and just always fight the last boss over. Like I don't know why
doing that. Well, it was so gratifying, just like the ultimate fight that you built up to. Like you just want to relive that again and again. Video games, man, whew, they are.
I fucking love video games.
Oh, I'm addicted. That's why I like guns and violence, and that's why
I love Steven Universe.
Yeah, I play Steven Universe Kill a Man.
So Steven is really upset by this, and he's like, I wish I had a place to go all for myself.
Yeah.
And then this causes his gem to glow. Lo and behold, the door opens to Rose's room.
Yeah, so the other gems know about it, too.
Yeah.
And
clearly it has not been opened. Since Steven was born.
Yeah.
Like, this is the first time he's opened it.
So they were pretty amazed, and then they were telling him not to go in, and he's like, you can't tell me what to do! No, I mean...
You put more emotion than Steven does, actually.
Guys!
Because Steven's always just like, you can't tell me what to do! Like, he has that, like, goofy voice.
Yeah. Which, this is kind of like one of the early times that we see Steven like sass back a bit.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, he was mad at them. Like,
rightfully so. I mean, like
I would be annoyed.
He's a little growing boy. He's like prepubescent, but he's almost like a teenager.
Well, at this point, just prepubescent because he's 14. Like,
yeah. Okay, I guess physically. This is such a weird discussion.
I would argue he's probably 13 at this point.
Yeah,
maybe even a little younger because that's pretty. Like we see seasons go by. When he becomes 14 later with the whole Connie episode. But so he's rightfully like, this is a place I can go where you guys can't. This is my treehouse. And he goes in, and it's just a room full of clouds, I love the atmosphere of it. Anything Rose atmosphere-wise is so nice, and it's so interesting because all of Rose's stuff always has this very calming, serene, just quiet and peaceful vibe to it. Whereas I feel like Pink, not so much Rose, but Pink as a character is very much not so that. Like, she's emotional, she has outbursts, she's like, what's that word? Saccharine, yeah.
There's also, like, the whole thing with, I guess I'm just trying to think of, like, things that we've seen Pink in, because, like, we see her angry a lot, because she's, like, impatient, and, like, she's tired of being treated like a kid, but, like, the one thing I'm thinking of is, like, the garden with that Spinell is forced to stay in.
Yeah, like...
And that just it just kind of falls apart. But, like, that's, like, the most... And that's, like, the one thing, like... I mean, it was pretty at first, but it just fell apart because she doesn't care for it. And, like, she's not... So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying, really.
I just find it interesting that, like, they really try to push this identity of Rose being this, like, peaceful, elegant, nurturing character, which...
Healing, too. We haven't even gotten to that yet.
Yeah,
actually,
that is very true. I mean, and it's, it's true with Rose, but it's just interesting that Pink really wanted that identity shift with Rose to kind of be somebody else. Because, I mean, anytime we see flashbacks of Pink, she's always kind of like an impetuous child, basically.
Yeah, totally.
Aside from when she decides to stay on Earth, I guess. So, just an interesting, like, duality of her character, in my opinion.
Yeah, and as you were saying, like, the atmosphere is really good. The music in this episode was a real standout, I thought. There was a lot of, like, real diversity with the...
Yes,
like,
definitely, like, tonal shifts.
You started dancing at the scene when they're inside the Big Donut.
I did.
Or whatever it's called. I always forget. It's called the Big Donut? I think it's called the Big Donut.
It is the Big Donut.
But, like, legitimately, like, that was a cute little, little waiting room kind of, like, Muzak song.
And then it, like, that shift towards the creepy horror vibe later.
Yeah, and the way that, I don't know if you noticed, but the music starts to stutter.
Yes, just like the actual environment is very...
I really want to talk about that, because that's probably, like, my favorite aspect of this, so we'll get to that in a minute. But so Steven clearly, like, quickly learns that he can pretty much summon anything in this room.
Whatever he wants, whatever he wishes. And we instantly were like, oh, God.
So Tom and I both looked at each other, and we were both like, oh, what can he do? And then I was like, I'm so fucked. Like, I'm so fucking ruined.
Because we know that a lot of people would do a lot of bad things in that room.
Just instantly. And, okay, I don't know if I want to talk about this. Okay, I will talk about this.
Go for it.
I was recently reading something. I'll say reading / watching something, because I don't want to spoil it. But basically, it was a time loop story. And in the end of it, they sort of proposed the idea that the way, like, when you give someone ultimate freedom and see how they behave, that is how you know how their true essence is. So basically they're saying, like, the people that are trapped in this time loop, when they go bad and start doing bad things, that's their true nature. But to me, it's like, I kind of have an issue with this idea, because, like, in a time loop there's, like, no consequence. So
that's a thing.
You could just do, like, I think of Groundhog's Day, when he just starts, like, breaking the law and, like, he steals the groundhog and drives off the cliff, and
I mean,
there's, like, no consequence to it.
I very much feel conflicted about that, because on the one hand, like, actually, no, I don't really feel that conflicted about it. Of course, like, if you know for a fact that everything's going to get reset and there's no consequences to your actions and nobody actually gets hurt or anything like that, like...
Or like Rose's room, where it's like, they're not real. They're not real people. There's, like, projections.
Like, I'm not saying go do terrible things, but, like... It's a very difficult thing to convey, because I'm not saying, like, go assault somebody or go like hurt them or, like, mentally cause anguish in any way, but, like...
But at the same time, it's like, it's not like, okay, if we look at the Rose's Room thing, if Steve wanted to make, like, someone like Lars and then, like
decapitate him,
kill Lars, like, it's bad. It reflects poorly on Steven, but he's not committing a crime. He's not doing anything, like, objectively bad.
Yeah, I mean, you could basically argue that with that logic, that, you know, in an area with no consequences, if you do something bad, it's showing your nature as a bad person. Then if you play GTA and you know, like, murder pedestrians or, you know, go, like, shoot up an area, it's saying that you're a bad person because you do that in a clearly fictitious like
yeah,
I don't know.
It's like a play box in a way, like a safe, like an imaginary safe space. In a way. Like
granted, like in a Groundhog's Day scenario where everything is still real,
yeah, they're
you're
real
just
people
reliving time again and again. I would argue that's a little bit different because it's still. You still are hurting someone.
Yeah, harm is being being committed,
and like, granted, that'll go away, but I don't know. That's a lot different than like Rose's room, where these are just fake clouds.
Yeah.
They're literally clouds of nothing. Like
but I thought that was a fun little idea to talk about.
Total. Well, yeah,
nothing the episode goes into.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, Steven is a pure boy of goodness.
The most that Steven does to live out his desires is he is able to like watch the ending of his video game, which brings up a question.
Yeah, I actually had some questions. Like, how does the room know that? That is if that is game, let's say, is just released,
or if it's newer, like okay, even like why would the room know about the video game? Okay, I do have a rebuttal though.
Okay,
so how would the room know about the town? Like, it must be reading Steven and, like, analyzing his memories.
That's what I have to assume, and that's my only assumption, that it is a manifestation of Steven's consciousness in the sense that, like... But then, I would argue that's probably not the real ending to the video game. That's probably just made it up based on what Steven thought was going to happen.
Yeah, and I think that's honestly... And, of course, this is something that's never elaborated on, so this is just us talking. But I love this idea because, like... The little bit that he sees in the game is he sees the main character approach a test tube, and then like his father's inside. And he doesn't see what happens after that.
Yeah.
But Steven sees when he's in Rose's room, he sees his father gets out and he's like, "Hey, I'm your father." But the thing that I think is really funny is like the father is like clearly not correct. Like he's like a robot.
Yeah.
He doesn't look human. And he doesn't walk or behave humanly. And then there's like a little happy scene at the end where it's like a golf punt ends it. And
and that is very much a Steven like imagining of a good ending. Like...
So you could totally make the argument that this was like a like continuation of the ending from Steven's like emotion and emotionality.
Yeah. And it's the only way that makes sense, because there's no way that the room, unless it's scanning the entire universe at all times to know, like, what's going on.
Which seems a little out of its depth.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and even, like, when, so to get a little further into the episode, actually, Steven kind of accidentally misuses the room, saying that, he wants real food and to get into the town.
Yeah, because he tries to make a donut and he can't eat it. It, like, poofs in his mouth.
So he's like, I want to go to the donut shop, so it creates Beach City for him, and things go weird, and like even
there's all these little details. Sorry to cut you off. There's all these little details that I love. Like the sky doesn't ever look like it does in Steven. Like it is completely pitch black, which is rare, but it's filled with stars. Like just the coloring and like the design sense immediately make it stand out as something different. Especially like obviously we've seen the whole show. We know the design like aesthetics of the show. But it makes it look creepy in like a way that sets you off because you're not used to Steven looking like this.
Definitely, yeah. Well, they make a point to make it as creepy as possible too, because it's the whole aspect of this is a world, but it's wrong. Like it's not,
and it escalates at a really good pace too. Like it starts off pretty weird where there's like no one in the house.
Yeah.
Then he goes down to the big donut hole,
and not, like no one on the streets or anything like that. Like it's clearly only making stuff when it absolutely needs to. And then he sees Sadie and Lars, and they're just not even, like, communicating.
I love the way that they, like, slide out, and they both say, like, "Have a good day, Steven, we love you."
And just go...
It's also just hilarious that, like Lars would say "I love you" to Steven.
Yeah,
at this point,
he would literally never.
It would kill. You see, even seeing Lars smile feels weird.
Yeah, which I mean, here's another thing. Like, it again can be argued it's kind of Steven's perception of the world. Because first we see, the Big Donut, and like he imagines that as a very happy place with like people who care about him and he cares about.
Yeah,
I mean, with Sadie, it's more so true. But then. He passes by the fry shop, and something that he definitely fears, Frybo, like, is there and creepy as all gets out. And I think that's a manifestation of, like, his, feelings on that.
Yeah, and he even calls for PB, and PB's not there. Like, which is hilarious, because it's just more PB erasure, or PD, whatever his fucking name is.
We don't even know anymore. It doesn't even matter.
we let's start talking about like the cool. So okay, what we learn later is that the Rose's room cannot handle
this big of a task. It's using too much RAM, basically. Like.
Yeah, frankly, it shocks Pearl, I think. I think Pearl's the one that says, like, or Amethyst is, like, shocked that a whole town could be created in it. So it's clearly being pushed to its limits. And I love the way that there's, like, all these tiny little details of how they use, like, animation errors and things to make it feel so, like... I don't know, like, I just can't think of a time I've ever seen...
No,
like,
it's fascinating.
Used like this.
Yeah, they're using it like, all right, if this is a video game, how are we saving memory right now? Like, and it's
that's a great way to put it, because like the part with Frybo, because we see Frybo in the fucking stand, and he takes out a thing of the bits, and he places it down, and then he does it again, but he places it in the exact same spot, so it overlaps perfectly.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, there's not even enough memory for like a second bit.
Yeah, we're not going to have a walking animation for Sadie and Lars. Because
they slide it. Oh my god.
That takes up too much detail.
Oh, you're fucking unraveling.
Yeah, like, no, it's exactly, it's if this was a video game, like, I mean, and then especially the scene with
Greg.
Well, Greg too, but, well, actually, I guess Greg is next, isn't it?
I think Greg is next. Or is it Connie?
No, Connie's last.
Okay.
Because things get really... Wow.
Actually,
now I'm confused.
It does kind of have like a dream, like a nightmare sort of...
Yeah, because he just kind of phases between zones. Well, the Connie one especially, though, because they literally have the characters... what's the name of that when they're not... fully detailed, fully textured.
Oh, yeah, like, that's like their distance model.
Yeah.
Because what they do in Steven is, like, they have, like, a distance version, like a more simplified version of the character model. So, yeah, everyone... And that's so... It's really funny because, like, that's something that I remember people would always make fun of, is how simple they look. And then they use them in the foreground here, which is something you never see these models this close.
Yeah, to make it to very creepy and very interesting effect. And it's the same thing as a video game. Again, let's say you're playing, like, a sports game or something. All of the
people in the stands.
Yeah, the people in the stands are just low res.
Like sometimes they're just like JPEG or
exactly.
flat texture.
So it's that, it's the room doing that to try to have all these people in this scene at once.
And the other thing too I love is the when Steven is in the water. So there's a lot of like weird, creepy little looping animations. Like the tide coming up is like, it's basically like 3 frames that just keep playing, and it keeps playing the same sound effect. And then when Steven steps in the water, every time he takes a step, it's like the same exact splash.
Yes.
Like wave file, which I think is so cool because, and this just feels like almost like a meta. Like if you're really observant, you pick up on this. Like something that pisses me off so much about movies and TV shows is they always use the same fucking sound effects.
Oh my god, and I know.
It takes me out of it. Like there's like 2 door sound effects that everyone uses. Yep. The one is like
doors are so bad at that. Yeah.
There's one that's like the creaky door sound. That's like the and it's that takes me out of it. And so using that
door
here
sound or something.
Yep. When you said that, I could hear it in my head.
Because it's so, and especially when it's those like those free use ones that are just all...
Or the audio's like compressed too, which makes it even worse.
Oh my god, it just instantly zaps you out of it.
But so I thought that was used so cleverly because here it is trying to take you out of the world. It's trying to take Steven out of the world because it's not real. And I don't know, like there's a lot of little details like that.
Well, and I also liked too, like... At any point, he could have figured out it wasn't real if he just took a bite of the donut that he got.
Because he's holding the bag the whole time.
Yeah, and like there's a couple times where he's about to, and then, I mean, he gives one to Onion, and then when he's sitting with his dad, and his dad's repeating the advice, he just never takes a bite until the very end when he realizes that it's fake.
I also love how like they were using scenes and references from older episodes, which... I mean, Steven's only, we're on episode 20, I think you said, right?
19, yeah, so it's not very...
So yeah, these are all things that everyone watching would be like totally familiar with, and it feels like the room is reusing Steven's own memories. And like we even see Connie like is reciting like lines from her and Steven's first episode.
Yeah, and holding the glow stick.
And the whole thing with Greg too, where... Because it's funny because like I didn't even catch it at first, but like, because Greg just kind of starts talking, and then he says like... And the important things that you told the truth.
Yeah.
And the way that he says it feels right. Like, it feels like this is how the the conversation would go in a normal episode.
Yeah.
So I don't even pay attention. And Steven is like, wait. It's like, I guess I did.
Yeah,
but that's not really... And then he says it again. And it's like, oh.
Like, okay. And then, he says one that doesn't even make any sense. Like, not that really made much sense, but...
It's something totally left field. Yeah, I don't know. Like, this was, like, really cool to me.
So done. This whole, like, 5 minutes of the episode is just... I thought fantastically planned and executed.
And like all the stuff, the video game stuff too, in the first half, like kind of sets it all up.
Yeah, it sets the tone of, hey, we're doing a video game in real life kind of situation.
And it's kind of like, I don't want to sound presumptuous, but it's kind of like the best take I've ever seen on like doing a video game in real life in like a cartoon.
Yeah, like, no, it's true. I mean,
normally it's like it's about novelty. Like I'm thinking of Adventure Time. Like there's a really fun Adventure Time episode where. You haven't seen Adventure Time, have you?
Mm-mm.
God damn it!
I know.
There's a fun episode. Well, the one character is Bimo, he's like a little Game Boy.
Yeah, I know the characters and everything.
And there's one episode where they go into him because they want to play a game, and it's like they actually 3D modeled everything, so it looks like a video game.
Yeah.
And it's really cool, but it's very much just like your classic, like, oh, I got to beat the boss, and then I got to use my ability. But this one, it's like what happens when you like. There's a thing I used to do when I was younger where I would be playing a game on PS2, and I would remove the disc. Did you ever do this?
Yes.
I'd remove the disc while a level's loaded up already.
Just see the weirdness.
Yeah, because the world starts to break because it just keeps all the resources that it has.
Yeah, but it can't generate anything new, and then
and that's what it feels like. And this feels like such a very specific like I say this a lot, but this feels like a thing that was kind of made for me. I know it wasn't actually.
Yeah. No, but I mean, like
it's so perfectly lined.
It hits the demographic of our age and situations perfectly. This was the very best I've seen of like a sandbox game in a show.
This is basically what like a Fallout 3 plays like.
Yeah.
It's all buggy. Or
Fallout 4. Or
Skyrim or all the other
or Fallout 76. Oh, actually, this plays way better than 76. Just fantastically done, and like you can see this is really confusing and stressing out Steven the whole time until he realizes that it's fake. And even when he does, I mean, like let's not pretend that he's the smartest boy at this point, because at any point he could be like room exit simulation or something like that. But I mean, I guess he's so stressed and disoriented that he doesn't think of saying anything to. It literally takes the whale coming back, which was Rose's voice, as at least I think it was.
It's once you said that, I was like, oh fuck yes, it definitely sounds like Rose.
And it's like, what do you want, Stephen?
Which is cool because it's like this is why like early Steven is so good, because it's really drip feeding you a lot of things.
Yes, the small bits that you get are so just savory.
Yeah,
like. It could instantly do like episode 10, like the big reveal with Rose or something like that, but it takes time and it still gives you stuff, which I like.
Yeah, there's like this very slow, and like this is like a critique people had where like Cartoon Network put a video out after the Rose reveal. Spoiler alert, Rose is Pink Diamond.
What?
They put a video out where it was like all the foreshadowing that Steven Universe had, and like some of it is like, okay, people were kind of like clowning on the video because it's like, all right, some of this is a bit of a stretch. Yeah. Some feels like it was a little retroactive.
Yeah,
like you could, I guess you could make this point, but there is definitely some, and that was like, I remember like a fan theory that people picked up. Like,
that was like popular for a long time.
It was a big fan theory that became real, which is really it's so fun when that happens.
Oh, okay, so this bothers me a ton, and this is semi-related, I guess. So, the fans picked that up. A lot of like modern shows or books or games have been doing like when fans figure it out, because of course somebody's going to figure it out and popularize it online.
Yeah.
Like they'll rewrite the ending of something or like the big twist to try to surprise fans. I don't want that. Like, if somebody figures it out, sure, like, that's great. Keep it, because it probably makes sense contextually. Like,
it's what you were, like, the story was going in that direction.
Yeah, like, Mass Effect 3, the ending of that game got spoiled, got leaked.
Oh, yeah.
And so, they redid it and made it terrible, because they didn't want people to know how it ends, where it's like, if it's a good ending, keep it, because it makes sense. It'll satisfy people. Like, yes, some people will be spoiled because of things online, but, like, nobody knows until it comes out that that's what it's going to be. Like,
yeah. George R. R. Martin has a really perfect quote for this, where I think he said, like, he used to, like, troll message boards, like, in the early, or, like, late 90s, when I guess it would have been, like, what, A Clash of Kings, like the second book?
Yeah, like
wait, whatever. I don't know. I don't fucking know. I love Game of Thrones. I can't remember the book names. Yeah. But it was like 2 or 3 books had come out, and there was like one website that was like the big Game of Thrones website at the time, and he would always like go on it and like he would like read all the things, and he said like, yeah, and people would predict like one guy, because that's the thing, when you get like all these people working together, eventually you're going to get one guy that figures it out, or like the consensus will put together like, oh, yep, that's...
Yeah, and because it makes sense, people will latch onto it.
Yeah.
Like,
and then he goes into that whole thing where it's like, well, do you change it, or do you go with your original intent and like know that it's out there? But
I'm very much of the mindset, go with your original intent, because just because it's spoiled, like, don't change something so then retroactively it makes no sense. Which bothers the hell out of me. But I'm glad that Steven Universe, like... Because, I mean, the whole... Rose's pink thing was going on for a long time before the reveal. I'm glad they stuck with it, not like, oh, Link, Rose's pink's lover.
Oh no, that would have been so bad.
Oh my god, they could have done something like that.
Because like, just think of how horribly that would have affected Pearl's character.
Yeah.
Like, it would just ruin Pearl. Like, Pearl would just be like unimportant. They would have to totally rewrite her.
So many things. Like,
yeah.
Steven's whole epic, destiny, basically. Ugh.
That'd be hilarious.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I mean, to summarize, Steven gets out and is like, oh, gems, thank you. They were surprised that
the town could even be manifested inside Rose's room.
And then they're saying, oh, we have time for you now, like, which was sweet. Like, I mean, you know, it's sad that they didn't before, but it's the, like, when they do have time, they do try to make it for Steven, like...
And it's just kind of like your classic, like, little cartoon. Like, you gotta have the little wrap up in the end. And I like how they really push off to the last second. Like, they want to spend as much time in Rose's room as possible.
Yes, yeah.
And then, like, okay, we're gonna have, like, maybe, like, a 5-second little gag of Garnet with wearing Steven's dad's pants while golfing. And then...
Yeah. I think that's it.
Yeah.
I mean, I think him getting out of the room to the very end of the episode was, like, a minute or less. Like, so I'm glad they spent the majority in this situation that they came up with.
Yeah, just overall, just a super cool episode. I really
loved it. Especially, like, talking about it more, like, made me appreciate it even more than watching it. Like,
yeah, it's so... I know it's like a meme to say this, but it's so dense. Like, there's so much...
It's poetic rhymes.
There's so much in there, and, like, all the tiny little details, and especially... I think this is kind of the perfect example of, like, if you have played video games and, like, have played, like, corrupted games, you'll really get a lot out of it. But even if you don't, like, everything feels so weird that there's enough surface level stuff to, like, totally get enjoyment out of this episode.
Oh, yeah. Like, even if you've never played a video game before, you could still appreciate this for what it is.
And, like, the implications of, like, what this kind of thing could do and, like, how it could trick you, what that would do to your mental state. Like, seeing your friends and loved ones, like, be weird facsimiles of themselves.
Yeah.
Like,
and thank God, like, he can realize that eating the donut and it not being eaten means that it's, like, a simulation. Because otherwise it's like, how do you know? Like,
I always think of, like, Inception.
Or the Matrix theory that, like, the real world is just a second layer of the Matrix.
Uh-huh.
Like, ugh.
Damn. That's crazy. Fucking blowing my mind, Tom.
Dude, yeah, they say that it's to get the people who escaped the first realm to still...
That's actually so genius. That's actually such a cool idea.
They should absolutely do that. Like, oh, give them something to fight for, and, you know...
But what would the third layer be? Like, they have to do something weird, like...
Jello.
Yeah, they're all Jello.
Just Jello. Everything's Jello.
That's their defense mechanism. They just cover everything in Jello.
It's all Jello. Always has been. Oh, yeah, no, I mean, that's basically all I have to say about
it. Very good episode.
Very good.
It's so just really good early Steven. Like, early Steven is so underrated, I think. People shit on it so much.
But there's so much good in there. Like,
it's so experimental. It's so, like, it still doesn't really know what it wants to do. So it has these really fun... There's such a horror tinge to so many of these early episodes. Like,
oh, I love it. Like,
it's so funny because later on, I feel like they really drop the horror. I can't think of, like, any later episodes that have, like, because, like, sometimes they'll have, like, a scary scene, but, like, the whole episode, and this one in Freibo, the whole conceit is like a creepy thing happening.
Yeah, I mean, I guess some of the stuff with like the corrupted gem shards, like body part, that's really all I can think of. Like, and I guess the very end with Steven and White Diamond, you know, like doing the pull scene, but But that's not this level of like creepy. That's just a moment, whereas this is a whole episode based around a relatively creepy premise.
And I think later on when it starts to build up the story stuff, especially with Spinel, like, it really wants to do, like, more of a tragedy. Yeah. It aims for more of, like, a feelsy thing than, like, a, like, fright. Because I'm trying to remember. I think it might be this season, the one where, where they have, like, the horror movie night episode, and...
Yes.
What's his face?
I think that's next season, actually.
What's his name? Who's the fat kid?
Why can't I think of his name?
It's been a long time since you recorded.
God, what is his name?
Ronaldo,
thank you.
Ronaldo tries to murder Lars.
Joke's on him. Lars dies later. Idiot.
Foreshadowing?
Oh my god.
Alright, I think this has been a pretty long one. We don't normally go this long, but I was having so much fucking fun.
Oh wow, we did go pretty long, but exactly. It was a very good introspective for this episode. Next episode's going to be good too. It's Coach Steven.
Ooh, wait, which one's that?
With like Sugarlight.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Oh my god, we get Nicki Minaj.
We got Nicki Minaj. You love this fat ass. Tossing all your salad like that shit is romaine.
I have to say, I'm not a huge fan of Nicki, but she does have some pretty great bars. Like, I don't like her solo stuff, but I love when she features. Like,
yes, I definitely agree. I like
Monster,
her.
Classic, Kanye West Monster. Mm-hmm. And what was that shitty? Who's that shitty guy? 6ix9ine.
Tekashi 6ix9ine.
Yeah, she did a song with 6ix9ine. It's called like Trolls, I think. She has some fucking awesome verses.
She does have really good, like...
She's so good at rapping.
That's the thing,
She's so fucking good.
A lot of her own songs I don't really, like... I've
just never... Like, Starships, yawn Starships.
Yeah. But, like, when she gets into it, it is pretty solid.
Yeah, she just feels like she's also very horror-themed. Love it. Mm. Slay, queen, slay.
We get some Nicki Minaj next episode.
Alright, so I think we'll end it there. Oh, wait. I guess we had to plug.
Yeah. Look at us on YouTube. We are the Crystal Men.
Look at us.
Look at us. Look at a screen for an hour.
Look at a speaker.
We're on Spotify. We're on Hulu. We just got a deal with Hulu.
Not on Hulu.
Yeah. Wow. It's like we're so blessed. I mean, geez.
Neither are we on Instagram either.
Yeah. Wait. I know that one for a fact. Yeah.
Strangely, we did get a Netflix show, but I turned them down because they didn't give us a ton of money.
Oh my god. Well, I mean, like the YouTube revenue alone is paying for my apartment. Like the pennies.
Pennies is generous.
I know. I was gonna say
we ain't even monetize.
We make no money on this.
Yes, we do it for you. We do it for
the kids.
Labor of love.
Yeah. So we love you guys, and we'll see you next time.
See ya next time.
And bye.
Bye.